Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger. So this video will be a top 10 list for what my opinion anyways are the best normals in the game. Now normals mean your basic attacks, not special moves, just so you know. And once again, as always, with such a subjective kind of list, this is my opinion and my opinion only, so you are more than free to disagree. That said, we have done this in the past, actually a long time ago when the game was much newer, before like any DLC, right? So obviously things have changed, or, DLC characters obviously got added, there's been balance patches, so, a lot of stuff has like kind of moved around. So I figure, hey, now's a good time as any for a refresh of this list, right? So we're just going to go right to it, and here is number 10. So coming in at number 10 is Majin Buu's Aerial Down and Heavy. That's this guy right here. This made the list last time around, and guess what? It's still good enough to make the list this time around. So what it is just a massive hitbox that controls a massive portion of the air. So if you got someone who is jump happy and you don't necessarily feel, very safe trying to chase after them, this does all the work for you, because this will own the whole portion of the screen into easy combo. Maybe not the most damaging combo, right? But you see here, this can hit with space to spare. It's got some range. You can even do it very low off the ground to kind of control a lot of space. And the best part about it, considering all the rewards it has, is there's very little risk for whiffing. If you're way over the guy's head, he might be able to get in on you a little bit, but overall, it's a lot of reward for very, very little risk. A fully ridiculous hitbox that controls, a big portion of the air, which is, where a lot of the business in Dragon Ball FighterZ is conducted, right? So overall, was a fantastic normal then? Unchanged, right? So it's still a fantastic normal now. At number 9 is Kid Buu and the Stomps. Now, I know what you're already saying. Well, hey, didn't the Stomps get nerfed? Don't they start up slower? Doesn't, if you start a combo with the Stomps, it scales combo now? Yeah, that's all true. And it's still one of the best normals in the game, so it doesn't really matter. The simple fact of the matter is, regardless of the nerfs, you gotta block low from this far away. And this is something no other character can really threaten you with, right? The fact that you really gotta watch your toes from distances that other characters simply cannot contest. So it's lower on the list than it was last time around, but nevertheless, it is still an amazing normal that any character in the game would love to have. It is just really, really good. So nerfed or not, it's still fantastic. At number 8 on our list is Gohan Stand Light. Don't need much explanation. It's a very belligerent move, to say the least. It is tied for fastest normal in the game. It's 5 frames. Hit slow, starting low, and multi-hit, meaning it can break armor. So yeah, I don't need to say much else than that. It's an incredibly powerful offensive belligerent move on an incredibly powerful offensive belligerent character, and it definitely deserves to be on this list. Coming in here at number 7 is Broly's Basic Ki Blasts. So yeah, these are kind of just easily the best basic Ki Blasts in the game as far as I'm concerned. So, obviously if you're on the ground, get a bunch of shots at them. And they are nice big projectiles too. They have larger hitboxes than other basic Ki Blasts. If you hold up while doing it, hey, you can even do it in the air. And this owns a fairly large chunk of the air. So if you got the kind of guy who just wants to flit around, like say the Vegeta who constantly does the jump S, bait you into the homing dash so he can DP you, Broly says, no man, I do not have to play that game, right? And on top of these things, and also very big in the air as well, right? It also has, for lack of a better term, the piercing property, and that is simply this. It beats all of the basic Ki Blasts. And not only does it beat them all, it can beat multiple. As you see here, Goku is getting out multiple basic Ki Blasts, and it's beating both of them. Only one other character in the game has this property, and that's Nappa. And unlike Nappa, well, you can shoot a whole whack of these, right? Nappa can only shoot the one. Broly can shoot as many as he wants. So yeah, this is a very decent part of his game plan, as it's good, obviously easy peasy hit confirms, right? And it's also very good for making people want to bait into, homing dashing, because you just do 2 or 3, make them say, oh, okay, he's just spamming Ki Blasts, and then go into, a special move like, could be your projectile here, they homing dash, they bounce off your armor, you hit them, boom, or anything, armored that's special cancelable, right? It's just a solid tool all around. It controls a lot of neutral in ways that other characters' basic Ki Blasts simply cannot. At number 6 is Teen Gohan's Bomb. So once again, this is normal, right? It's just direction and Ki Blast. So if you're not aware, this got a significant buff in the patch. So, the aerial version, still the aerial version does what it's going to do here, but the grounded version now you can make movement and actions after you do it, making this move pound for pound much more useful. Obviously, you know, the bomb loops, it already had a massive hitbox that can, you know, potentially lead to combos and all that kind of stuff. It was already pretty dang decent before, right? But now with the added layer of the grounded version becoming as usable as the aerial version, it just makes this move infinitely more valuable. It still obviously has a weakness, you can homing dash road and all that, right? But that said, this move is significantly buffed and is definitely now one of the better normals in the game. At number 5 on our list is Piccolo's Jumping Light. And now I know you're saying, wait, what? Piccolo's Jumping Light? So yeah, Piccolo's Jumping Light. If you're not aware, the hitbox on this move is positively absurd. So here we are, right? You know, that's pretty decent distance. It doesn't look like it hits that far away, right? Let's see what happens. Oh wait, it totally hits from that far away. So a lot of Piccolo's game plan can be kind of summed up if you want to be really reductive about it. You just jump forward and just start jamming on that light button. 9 times out of 10, you will absolutely beat whatever's in front of you because, 1, it starts up faster than other aerial moves because it's a light, and 2, the hitbox is absurd. So you just hit it twice, see the auto combo, down heavy, full combo, and that's kind of all you need to know. This move is great, and you can play a very simple but yet very effective game plan of just rushing forward, jumping, and hitting that light because you are almost assuredly going to beat whoever is trying to challenge you in the air. So yeah, this normal is bonkers. So coming in here at number 4, which is a far cry from the number 1 that this move had the last time we did this, Android 16's Heavy Attack, and this is regular and, you know, the jumping version as well because it's basically the same move. So yeah, this move here, last time around, when it was number 1, it was basically immune to all sorts of projectiles, right? It had projectile armor, and it no longer has projectile armor, and that is a massive hit against the utility of the move. However, it is still a massively far-reaching heavy, as you can see here, certainly not hurting for range, right? And it is also still armored against normal attacks here, so it still has a lot of utility. And so yeah, it may not be number 1 anymore, but it is still a fantastic move overall to be sure. At number 3 is Vegito's Stand and Light. So this move here, I see a lot of people harp more on the negatives of the moves rather than the positive. Yes, it is 7 frames, you know, making it technically tied for slowest standing light normal, sure. And yes, you know, obviously it's not going to really auto-correct for you if the other guy switches over your head because you got to play out the animation before the auto combo chain will play out. But besides that, the simple fact is this move has absolutely absurd range. Like, not even Broly can successfully hit from stand jab from this distance, just so you know, right? So absolutely absurd range. This move's basically a vacuum. If any one kick hits you, the rest are going to connect. The hitbox is basically unchallengeable from this range because no other hit's going to survive against this, and no other move is fast enough from this distance to beat it out. And yeah, it's just really, really, really good. It also hits very high up, so it's going to catch people at the start of a jump, whereas some other normals might not, right? And it's just really strong. It's just a giant fan of hitboxes coming at you that, for the most part, is very difficult to contest and deal with. So yes, it does have some weaknesses, sure, but overall, just due to the belligerence of this move, I gotta say, this is definitely the number 3 normal in the game. At the unchanged number 2 position, because he was number 2 last time around, is Goku Black, and, you know, I don't gotta tell you what normal it is, but yo, down heavy. So, compared to the last time I made this list, Goku Black is nowhere near as popular as a character. When he was, I'd say, undebatably the single most popular character in the game last time around when I made this list months and months ago, he's definitely fallen off. He's still obviously a very fantastic character, he's got a lot of good stuff, and yo, he's got this. So this is basically pound for pound the best down heavy in the game. The hitbox is completely absurd. In front of him, above him, and even behind him, this thing covers it all. The only weakness I guess you could say this move has, and this is one that almost everyone has, but it does move you forward a bit, so if you're to do it in the corner, and the enemy can somehow get over it, they will cross you up, so that is something, I guess. But when it comes to just the everything of this move, yo, it is still a dominant normal in every single possible situation. And, you know, if it gets blocked, cool. Beam, maybe you want to go for the grab. You know, there's all sorts of options, right? Like, even if you block it, you know, you still got a little bit of a mini guessing game to deal with. Because if you block too long anticipating the beam, then you're going to get got with this. And if you up back trying to avoid that, well, then the beam's going to hit you, right? So it's still... the normal is just incredible. What more can be said? And at the illustrious #1 position is this stupid thing. So Bardock is #1 as far as I'm concerned. So technically, I guess I count the whole auto combo, but specifically the second hit of the auto combo. And yo, what needs to be said about this move? So hey, you're flying the friendly skies. You know, oh man, there's nothing we can do here. Oh, and he even whiffed his first auto part of the auto combo, right? I'm safe, and then wha-bam! This thing's patently absurd hitbox just rips you out of the sky. And not only does it rip you out of the sky, it also causes a ground bounce. So he'll always be level with you, meaning he'll always get whatever combo he wants, no matter what. Of all the auto combos in the game, this is easily the most spammed at every single possible level of play, because why wouldn't you, right? Due to the nature of the game where if you cross over in the middle of an auto combo, the auto combo will switch eyes to hit you, and because it hits so far above it, he will rip you down to the ground and then just take you to town. That's all I can say. This is probably, ever since his inception as a character, one of the most complained moves in the game. And it's just as strong as it's ever been. You know, the patch didn't touch this at all. And, you know, Bardock, spoiler, even after the patch, is potentially the best character in the game. So yeah, potentially the best character in the game with, in my opinion, the overall pound for pound best normal in the game. Because you can just go, like, berserk with it. Nothing else I can really say about that. And that concludes the video. So, obviously, once again, totally subjective. You know, I'm sure you have different opinions on what the best normals in the games are. Hopefully you don't differ too much on Bardock, because, come on, who's going to defend Bardock? Come on, don't be that guy. Everyone knows Bardock's auto combo is ridiculous. But yeah, you know, if you do disagree or, you know, have some comments, whatever, absolutely please post in the comments below. You know, this is all about the discussion, right? And, you know, top 10 lists are fun, so, you know, let's just hash it out. Anyways, that is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. This video finds you well, go out and play some Dragon Ball.